welcome to the Pitch of Discontent. Owen back again for another guest episode. Joining me in the studio, friend of the show, Jordan Death Tax. Hello.
G'day, mate.
What's going on?
Oh, busy day today.
Well, talk me through it. What happened today?
We're doing a little bit of renovating work at home.
Okay.
So I destroyed my laundry.
You destroyed it?
Demoed it.
Intentionally?
Yes, yeah.
Was it therapeutic, cathartic, fun?
Yeah, apart from sort of the mugginess of the weather, I would say.
Yeah, like I was saying to Paige earlier, it's been so stinking hot for like so many weeks.
Yeah.
All the bushfires and shit. We get this glorious Melbourne day that finally arrives where it's like, oh, I can wear a beanie and a hoodie and stuff. It's muggy as fuck outside.
Yeah, it was not ideal.
No.
No.
Okay. So you picked that day to just get a sledgehammer and swing it around a bit.
It started yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah. I got a time frame, so I kind of have no
Okay.
choice.
Is the missus giving you like a deadline on like when she needs the laundry back?
Well, we're doing a lot more than just the laundry.
Okay.
Let's just say the house is kind of suited to 2 kids and we've got 4. So, yeah, it's an overdue exercise in general.
Yeah, you have been someone that, like, since we became, I would like to say friends.
I'll let you say that.
You're someone that I have, like, constantly kind of, like, confided in and looked to because, like, we just had our first child and I know how, like, incredibly stressful that entire process has been and continues to be. And then I look at you and you have 4 and I'm just kind of like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Crazy man.
I feel like having your first one especially, like you don't know anything. Like,
how old's your eldest?
She's 9, just turned 9.
God damn.
Yeah, so I got like 9, 7, 5 and 4. Sorry, 5 and 3 basically.
It's pretty intentional spacing you've got going on
there's
there.
some planning apart from our youngest child. Yeah,
there's always one.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah.
But yeah, it doesn't get like the same amount of difficulty multiplied each by the amount of kids you have.
Sure.
They kind of like they learn to become more patient because there's only so much time to give to each of them, I suppose.
Yes,
so,
yeah.
And they're good kids.
Yeah.
And my wife's a fucking weapon.
Yeah, I bet she would have to be.
Robotic. Built for it. So yeah, it's
shout out mums.
Yeah, 100%. Shout out MILFs. You can believe that if you need to.
Nah, Paige will learn that. That's fine.
Yeah, but no, it's difficult, right? But the good times.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it could be difficult 90% of the time, and the 10% of the good times just outweighs that 90 or whatever. I try and use that as a bit of an example.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. Like Audrey is 4 months old at the moment, and there are definitely times that are incredibly stressful and frustrating because you're trying to figure out just what's wrong with her and why she's fussy. It's like, has she shit herself? Is she overtired? Is she undertired?
Yep.
Does she need to feed? Does she want a particular kind of feed? So you're like running the algorithm to try and like figure out how do I soothe the child? But then all it takes is one little giggle, one little smile, one little crazy thing that she does with her hand or whatever, and you're just kind of like, God damn, that's a cute kid. And
then that just like transitions to say like me at the moment, it'll be my son growling into a microphone in the lounge room, or whatever. Yeah. So
he wants to be like dad, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think vocally he's better than me already. He seems to have the technique down. Yeah,
in the DNA.
So. Yeah, 100%.
Speaking of growling, let's do a little bit of an introduction for people who might not be familiar with you and what you do. Mm-hmm. So can you give us a little bit of an intro?
Yeah. So I sing in Death Tax or growl in Death Tax.
Yes.
I guess that's kind of
what is Death Tax?
So Death Tax is we're a band that, like I say, we're still trying to find out exactly what the sound is.
Interesting. Stay tuned for the rest of this episode. We'll get to the bottom of it.
Yeah, I think we're expecting to be more death metal than we actually ended up being.
Okay.
You know,
That's
so,
interesting.
Yeah, so I think it's just a mash of all of our, you know, sort of heavy influences, and it's just we're just sort of working out whichever lane it steers us down.
Yeah. Long-time watchers of the show and members of the Patreon, like Jordan himself. That's right.
Of course.
Second Patreon member on the show. Long-time watchers of the show will know that I loved the Death Tax record.
Thank you for the love.
You're very welcome. Fuck with it, very, very heavy, and I've talked about it a bunch on the pod. The bit that really kind of grabbed my attention when it first dropped, and we'll get into the origins of the project and the record and stuff, but the name Melbourne Boltdown really kind of caught my attention because I was like, interesting. I want to know what's going on there.
Yeah.
And I feel like that is a great entry point into the Death Tax sound because you basically have like the bolt thrower riffs with the breakdowns and the hardcore oriented like mosh kind of sound. Like it's a death metal that you can spin kick to of the Dying Fetus variety.
Yeah, Dozer would fucking love that. He loves Dying Fetus. Yeah.
Shout out Dozer.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, well that's a good entry point. That's a good intro for people who might not be familiar. I guess let's kind of recap what Death Tax have been up to for the last 6 months. You played a bunch of shows, you've been a bunch of places, you're touring, you're getting out there, you're educating people on the theory of the Boltdown.
Yep.
Talk to me about the last 6 months. I think you had like a Tassie run in October.
Yep.
How was that?
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, I never thought I'd be in a band, let alone a band that would go to Tassie to play some shows.
Sure.
So yeah, we played with Fever Shack and Severed. So
nice.
Severed invited us down for their EP launch.
Yeah, which is great, by the way. We featured that on the show.
Yeah, they were.
And Fever Shack, friends of the show, of course.
Yeah. Big fan of Fever Shack.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so we got asked to come down for that, and a bit different in terms of like, I guess just the size of the scene and whatever, right? Like, we've got lucky and played, you know, a fair few shows that have had good turnouts, and so it's kind of good seeing a show that kind of reminded me of when I started going to shows of like sometimes there's like, you know, 50 people or something like that, whatever the sort of amount was. I know, but it was just sick. It was a good mix of bands.
Yeah.
It was fucking great. Driving across Tassie.
I mean,
it's fucking cool as hell.
It's beautiful, and I love the fact that you can drive like top to tail in like 4 hours.
Yeah.
You can just like cut straight through the middle of it, and you're like, well, I've gone from Lonnie to Hobart in half a day and seen everything that Tassie has to offer. Beautiful.
Yeah.
It is kind of interesting. I hear a lot of people talk about the Tassie scene, and particularly like Hobart and the way that Hobart shows operate. The idea of having like a regional scene that is kind of like off the beaten track of the standard kind of Brisbane, Sydney, Melbourne, Adelaide kind of East Coast circuit or whatever.
Yeah.
Anything that kind of differentiates from that really kind of has to have its own identity, and the people who put in the time and the effort to put on shows there really kind of have to like work for it. And I find that that's kind of reflected in the attitude of people who go to shows in a place like Hobart, right? Like the kids are hungry for it. The people running shows are keen to do it, keen to get bands from out of the state, out of the city to come through and kind of show everyone what's going on. So I just think that's a cool thing. Would you play more kind of regional shows based on that?
Yeah, I'll fucking play anywhere. To be honest. Yeah, I don't mind.
Perfect.
I think they're kind of forced to just always have like mixed bill shows.
Yes,
which is
we love
sick.
mixed bills.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm a big supporter of mixed bills. But yeah, no, I think that's exactly right. Like they're not as, I don't know, tied to a specific sound, scene, click, or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like, well, there's only a certain like critical mass of people who give a fuck to actually like do any of this. Yeah. So we should just let them all in 100%. At the same time.
Yeah, it's exactly like that. And it's just heavy. Is what like that was kind of the shows we played. They were just heavy shows.
Yeah.
And then, there's like, I don't know, it was one of those shows where all the band members are basically like moshing for.
Love that.
For the bands, mainly the younger ones, I'd say. Like,
yeah.
I'm not really stepping into pits too much.
You don't say.
Nah, not too much. Never really found the coordination for that. You know.
I mean, you're a big guy. You could do some damage.
I could, but I'm scared of people like fucking Locke from Fever Shack and those kinds of individuals that can, throw hammers and that type of thing.
Yeah.
I would just rather, put my fists up and yell along with some words.
Hell
or whatever,
yeah. Yeah, sick.
Yeah.
In terms of other shows, I know that you did a little like 2-show run with Curses in November, I think. Played Penrith and Canberra.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. How were they?
They were good. So we had we had Face Cutter and Posthuman as well. So Posthuman's like some of the guys from Honest Crooks.
That's right.
We've played with them and Face Cutter like 4 times now or something. So we did a run with Aglo and them earlier in the year in Melbourne. But yeah, those shows were great. It was it sort of got stitched up with the Penrith one. There was like some Christmas festival on the street where the venue was, so it pushed our set back a little bit. But the I don't know, it was still a really good turnout for Main Street kind of Penrith,
Yeah, sick.
I don't know how many people know us in different parts of Australia really, so it was good. And yeah, Curses fucking ripped. They were
They're
excellent.
so good.
Yeah.
That EP, Born from Pain, so good.
Yeah, it's like a band full of supermodels as well, dude. It's crazy.
Couple of handsome fellas.
100%.
And then I think the other thing that I noted when I was kind of like scrolling through to see kind of like what shows you guys played, you had Hardcore The Bird. How was that?
Look, there's a bit of I blew my voice out like second song. So
shit. Has that ever happened before?
No, that was the first time.
Fuck.
It was my first band, so like I'm still working out the vocal aspect of it, right?
Okay.
But yeah, it was like our first ever show was Hardcore The Bird the year before.
Yeah.
We opened and it was like, I don't know, it was fucking awesome. It was like, it felt like it was packed. It was fucking daylight in there, and yeah, everyone was moving for us, and it was awesome. And then the room was even more packed this time around. And then I get like 2 songs in, thought the microphone had cut out, so I'm like trying to fix the lead, and it was just my voice. It was just like nothing was coming out. So that was
it wasn't painful. You couldn't like.
Nah, I didn't even know that like it happened.
It just had like no projection, no power.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Exactly right. So I ended up just like kind of talking the rest of the set. It was like like Attila or some shit.
What's that fucking guy? The dude from. People are going to crucify me. I just know him as fucking Count Dooku from Star Wars. And he's like a famous like fucking theater actor. And he did like a bunch of those like spoken word like power metal records.
Oh, okay, got you.
What's his fucking name?
I don't know, man. I'm not a Star Wars dude.
Future me is going to fucking have to find this and edit it in and make me look like less of a fucking idiot.
Yeah, do it. Hollywood magic.
Yeah. The beauty of the edit. Christopher Lee.
Oh, I was thinking it was him.
Yeah.
Saruman, right?
Saruman, thank you. And I was like, I know he's been in other shit, but that's just where my brain goes. Because you're the fantasy guy, I'm the fucking sci-fi nerd guy. But yeah, you could have just done that shit. Just had the guys like slow riff, and you just like
that's kind of what it was.
Just mumble over it. Yeah, nice.
It pretty much was. I brought my daughter up on the stage at one point. I had to ask my wife to go get some soothers out of my bag for me.
Yeah.
So she handed me my daughter, and she did a little like I was talking the words, and then I like turned the microphone to her, and she was like kind of thing.
So I think what we should do is we should put in place a contingency for if this ever happens. Now you have 4 children.
Yes.
So like if each one of them learns one song in the set.
Sure. Yep.
Like you said, your youngest, he's already got a bit of a growl on him. Clearly, it's in the DNA.
It is, yeah.
If we put it through all the kids, all the offspring, they learn one song. There you go.
And my wife's a fan, so I'll give her
get her up there
every now and then. So
she's already a weapon. She can get up there.
Exactly right. But, my voice blew out at the Penrith show as well, which was the show straight after.
Shit.
Hardcore The Bird. Got a couple singing lessons in between them, but it wasn't like.
Yeah.
I was the teacher recommended that I not play those shows.
Yeah.
But I did, and so I talked half of that set as well, and then Canberra the next night I was panicking about it, and I just did some like, kind of like if someone was like mocking like a death metal voice, I just did that and I lasted the whole set perfectly fine. But it was just like way less projection than I normally do.
Yeah, fair enough.
But yeah, I'm sure. Thankfully, the turnout at Canberra was pretty low, so there wasn't too many clips of me kind of doing this.
I'm curious.
Team death metal.
I would like to hear it, but I guess that is kind of a worry when you're doing this sort of stuff. And like you mentioned, this is your first band, first time using your voice as an instrument in this kind of way. So I guess what's your approach moving forward to kind of like maybe make sure that doesn't happen, apart from the contingency that we've discussed, which I think you should push forward.
I definitely will. Yeah. I'll take full credit for it though. But,
please do.
Yeah. I've been like just trying to get my voice, better, like sounding more like how I want it to sound.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of just walking around the house, kind of like doing an imitation Frozen Soul kind of voice or whatever.
Yeah.
And I kind of worked out that I could do a different voice with way less effort and doesn't really seem to do any damage. And I can just kind of do it for ages, hold notes longer, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
What I haven't worked out is doing that on the old songs. So it's like, I don't know if it's like a muscle memory thing or it's because I was, I guess, learning to do vocals as we were writing these songs.
Yeah.
And after we'd released them, it's kind of like the first, like I basically recorded I might be skipping ahead a bit, but like recorded the vocals and then we played our first show maybe like a week after that.
Yeah, wow.
But there wasn't a heap of like doing vocals at practice like as we were writing it.
Yeah, no, I getcha.
So I've been just kind of working out how to do it. So
yeah.
I feel like I've kind of however I was doing it originally doesn't work now. That makes me blow my voice out.
Sure.
With this new voice, I can't quite
get
it locked in with the old songs.
I can see the conundrum. I think it probably does sound like a muscle memory thing. Like you've kind of just like fixated on like I do it this way.
Yeah.
But that way is bad.
Yeah.
And has no longevity because it will eventually blow your shit out. So you've got to like retrain it.
Definitely.
Difficult task, but not impossible.
More than I should probably admit to. Like I was definitely
running up those streams. Let's go.
Like my Spotify and like rap or whatever the fuck was just Death Attack songs. Like our 5 songs was the top 5.
Yeah.
But so I think in my head all I hear is exactly how it is on the recordings.
Yep.
So then doing it different, I just got to try and move myself back from it a little bit and try and make it work.
You should get an instrumental version with all the vocals taken out.
Yeah, just Frozen Soul it.
And just start riffing, just like scatting over the top of it, and just find some new grooves, some new kind of cadence to kind of lock in and be like, that's how it is from now on.
Yep, yeah, exactly right. Yeah, it's like you see a band that is playing a release from 10 years prior and it doesn't really sound how it did anymore or whatever. It's that natural evolution or whatever.
Of course, and like you said, like you were literally learning like how to do the thing while recording, so like naturally it's gonna like progress from there.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not always gonna remain the same.
No.
But I guess like let's kind of go through that then. So talk to me about the origins of Death Tax, and I guess for the people watching at home. So with you on the show for this episode, I have now had 3 members of Death Tax on the show previously as friends of the show, but just for other projects.
Yep.
So we had Danny and Grid from Fever Shack on the show for episode, I was trying to commit this to memory, 198. And Danny plays drums for Death Tax as well.
Yep.
And then I had Alex on for episode 230 for Melting. He plays bass, Death Tax.
Yep.
Yeah. So then with you for vocals, we're just missing Dozer.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dozer.
He'll be fine, man.
we'll figure it out. We got a place for you coming. How did you guys link up to do this project, considering that the guys that you're working with already got their fingers in other pies, already doing other bands.
Yep.
Where did that conversation come about with them? How do you know them? Like, how did it come about? And you were like, I'm gonna growl.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get them to make some music for me to growl to.
Yep. So I guess I knew I could growl a bit for like a long time now.
Yeah.
I remember being at the front of a cricket club as a young fella, growling along to some Parkway Drive.
Incredible.
Can't remember what song it is, but one song is like, it's like, he says broken, but it sounds like bro corn. Do you remember that part? But
yeah.
I remember doing that for like an old head.
Yeah.
You know, and
nice.
He's like, oh, sick. And I was like, fuck, I can do this. You
know? I should do it.
Yeah.
I'm basically better than Winston. I should do it.
100%. Then it was probably like 10 years of just not finding people to be in a band with. Like, I was always kind of listening to different shit than what my friends were that were musicians.
And I would imagine, like, you're also a fairly busy guy, like the family life that we've talked about.
Yep.
Work. Like, you probably had a bunch of other stuff that was taking time and energy. You weren't just sitting at home like, how do I get the band together? Like,
yeah, I mean, I was
on the back
thinking
burner.
about that. Yeah,
Yes.
definitely. I've been writing lyrics in my phone and whatever before I had a phone that you could write lyrics into, right?
I feel you.
But anyway, sort of moving further forward. I was at do you know that Chopped festival, that like kind of rat rod fucking thing?
Yes.
I was at one of those maybe like fucking 5 or 6 years ago or something, and I was wearing a Kublai Khan shirt, right?
Okay.
And one of my mates, like family members, was there, and then her partner is Alex from Melbourne.
Right. Okay.
So he's like, "Oh, cool shirt. I know that band," and I'm like, "Oh,
cool.
No one here knows that band, you know."
You must be a fellow alternative.
Yeah.
Let's become friends.
And look, nowadays, maybe wearing a Kublai Khan shirt isn't going to be that sort of underground, you know. But
sure,
maybe 6 years ago it was. I don't know, but
I mean, yeah, definitely. Like they've blown the fuck up.
Yeah, it was before the twerking shit and all. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And we're talking about some other shit. He's like, you know, what other stuff do I like? And at the time I was listening to heaps of like Narrowhead and that kind of shit as well. I like that kind of like Hum is kind of my shit. You know?
Yeah, nice.
Anyway, he was talking about trying to start a band because he like a heavy band again. So I linked up with him and recorded vocals on like a demo he'd written, and then we're talking a bit further. It just kind of didn't pan out. Like, sort of styles are just like slightly, sort of, you know, kind of like merging away from each other, I suppose. But actually, that makes no sense.
Diverging.
That's
yes.
It. So yeah, nothing really happened with that project. Then I was at work one day and the new guy was sitting in the lunchroom, which is Dozer, and he wasn't in my team, so I didn't like sort of know who he was. I wasn't like, kind of introduced to him, but he just had tattoos that you know when you see someone with tattoos, you're like, they know what's up, kind of thing.
Yeah, you've got the nod.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, tattoos, you know. and I can't remember how we got onto it, but he's like, oh yeah, I'm in a hardcore band, but he was kind of explaining it like, you know, like you do when you're in a hardcore band and someone who doesn't know what the fuck hardcore is.
Well, he was giving you the co-worker chat.
Kind of, yeah.
Where he's like, yeah, I do a rock band.
Yeah.
And,
is
cool.
it like Metallica? Nah.
No. Yep. I'm very familiar with having that conversation.
Yeah, it's a pain. Yeah,
it sucks. But you got through it.
We did. We got through it, and yeah. So I ended up going to like a Fever Shack show to like see what it was about. I think we started messaging like about trying to see what other bands we sort of liked that were the same, like No Warning and shit like that.
Yeah, sick.
So I went and saw Fever Shack for their first album launch. And then I actually worked this out the other day in a spreadsheet. I've seen them like 49 times now or something since.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah. So I just kind of like, because I was going to shows since I was like 15 or something like that. And then sort of slowed down a bit, family and all that sort of stuff. So there was a span there I didn't really go unless it was like Bitter End coming out or Title Fight or something like that.
Yeah. The big shows.
Yeah. So that kind of got me back going to shows a bit, and that's kind of how I got to know like a lot of people in the Frankston area. So once I knew Dozer a little bit more, I just kept like hassling him about starting a band. And at the time, all the bands I was like, I'm a big Iron Age head.
Yes.
And just like sort of crossover kind of shit in general. So I was suggesting stuff like that, which I mean, Fever Shack don't sound like that, but they're like close enough that and I didn't understand at the time that not being a musician, but
they could do a Bitter End cover or an Iron Age cover.
Yeah, I'll be very disappointed. Yeah, let's not give him a pass for that. But yeah, I was like I can see now how he didn't want to start a band that sounds too similar to the band that he's already doing.
If we're gonna do it, let's do something a bit differentiated from the other shit that I'm doing.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting, right? Totally. Otherwise, how do you decide what riff goes where and all that kind of shit? So, we just slowly started getting more into like death metal, I guess, like more old school death metal kind of, but like the newer wave of bands.
Yeah.
So like a lot of Gatecreeper, Frozen Soul, Tribal Gaze, that kind of stuff. Mixed with like No Zodiac as well.
Yeah.
And a lot of Zavolva. And yeah, that kind of like, once we're doing more of that, then I think like Dozer probably made the suggestion of, let's do something that's heavier. And I've always liked the heavier leaning shit as well. So I was like, great, let's do that.
Let's go.
The obvious choice was Danny on drums.
Yeah.
I'm not like I sing in a band, but like I'm not like I don't have like the ear for like, realizing, say how good of a drummer Danny is,
Sure.
It's like, he hits them, like hard.
He keeps time. Great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until I got in a room with him and Dozer, and like they've been in bands for years. Like the way they communicate when writing music is just like a series of grunts, but they know exactly what each other's saying.
Yeah.
So, I guess I'm skipping forward a touch there. So Dozer agrees to do the band. I suggested Alex for bass. And this was probably like 3.5, 4 years ago or something. So that version of the band was like a B standard, kind of like Dozer was getting big into Crowbar at the time, so it's kind of that exact tuning.
Yeah.
We recorded a demo at Alex's house, but we never got together as a full band, so we didn't have Danny there. It was just like computer drums or whatever.
Yeah. And
then kind of went cold for a while, maybe like another year or something. And in the meantime of that, Alex said he didn't have time. He was starting this other thing, Melting.
Yep.
We're like, whatever, no one will hear of it, and look at it now, biggest thing in the world. So nothing really happened, and then we decided that I was going to play bass and sing in Death Tax, and we'll just do it as a 3-piece.
Yeah, right.
So I can play guitar-ish, like
it's very 90s death metal.
Yeah, like I think Dozer liked the, like how it would look, which it looks fucking sick. Like we saw 200 stab wounds with Dying Fetus, and just every motherfucker's got a guitar. Like it's the coolest thing ever. So we were jamming. We wrote the EP basically. I hadn't really put vocals to it while I was playing because I was like, I wasn't sort of doing too well with both. At the same time. I was worried that one was going to sacrifice over the other.
Yeah, for sure.
And I didn't want it to be the vocals.
Had you played bass before?
Not in a band, but like I started playing bass a little bit, and then I just started playing guitar at home. I've been playing guitar for like probably 15 years or something.
Okay, all right.
But
that's
like
a solid enough foundation to pick up a bass and at least know what you're doing.
Yeah,
instead of like from scratch.
No, it definitely wasn't. It definitely wasn't. But I'm like, because the tuning's so low.
Sure.
We in this second version, we went to like drop G sharp from B standard, so it was like. And I'm left-handed, so there's not a heap of instruments, basses out there that are like affordable for someone trying to see if they can play bass and sing at the same time.
Yeah,
that you can tune that low.
You
so
just
I just busted this Jackson thing that I bought.
You made it like so difficult.
Oh, probably. Yeah.
Like on hard mode. Like,
yeah,
can I do this 100%. In the most difficult way possible?
Yeah, and like on the phone recordings, it sounded great from practice because you either could hear way too much bass or not enough, so whatever. No
mids.
Yeah, but effectively, we agreed to do hardcore at the Bird. Because Jack from Demise, Nowhere, he was putting that together, and we hadn't he knew that we were starting this band, and he'd asked in like March if we could play that October, and Dozer said, I think he spoke to us, but it was like, yeah, let's do it, and it would like kind of force us to get our shit in order, you know what I mean?
It's good to have a hard deadline.
Yeah. Much like me in the house, the laundry and all that.
Exactly.
So we had that self-imposed deadline to work towards, and it was like a month before the show or something. And Alex saw the flyer and he like sent it to me. He's like, "Yo, is this what I think it is?" Like, zoomed in on Death Tax's logo at the time.
Yeah,
which was like a 30-minute Photoshop thing of like,
beautiful.
Here's the 10 coolest black letter fonts I've got from defont.com. Which one do you guys like the most?
Shout out Defont.
Oh, 100% the best. Or maybe 1001 fonts, I don't know.
I've used both. Yeah.
Equal. They probably own both.
Connoisseur.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, he messaged. I was like, "Oh, bro, I'm stressing. Like, don't know how I'm going to do both. Blah 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 blah. As in sing and play bass." And he's like, "Oh, I've got a pretty like easy October. I can fill it if you want."
Yeah.
It's like, sweet, do that. Played the show, and I was like, "Oh, so you just want to like stay in the band?"
Yeah. Can you just do this?
Yeah. Thankfully, he liked the music, so it wasn't.
Yeah.
We didn't have to twist his arm too much or anything.
No. And I think like
4-piece, I guess.
Yeah, and that's kind of a cool kind of roundabout way to having him part of the project, because I do think there's enough kind of like similar ground between what Melting are doing and what Death Tax do in terms of just like being heavy, aggressive bands in different ways.
Yeah.
And I could definitely see him finding appeal in both.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a freak. He just listens to so much more shit than anyone would ever expect. But
yeah.
It's very, well, it's strange being in a band with like 3 super talented dudes, especially being my first band. It's like I feel like an imposter half the time. I'm like, how the fuck did I end up in this room? Because Alex is very similar to how like he can communicate with the guys the same way that I initially saw Danny and Dozer communicating. Where I'm just like, what the fuck are they like?
Music nerd shit.
Yeah, I don't get it. And they're like, oh, in this like whatever in this 16th part, or it's like. Oh, we're the triplets. I'm like, what are you fucking talking about? Like, just tell me when to growl, But yeah, it was a very strange experience. It wasn't like I didn't know how people wrote music or whatever, but yeah, it wasn't what I was expecting. It was a bit more in a good way, because it was just it was a lot more organic. It was just like
it sounds very
I've got
organic.
some riffs, and we just would keep playing them, and
it gets
they became what they became.
So you guys get the material together for what becomes Turn to Dust, which is the debut release.
Yep.
And to date, the only recorded material that you guys have out. Is that right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was like searching back through and I was like, were there like some demos and shit that came out? Was there like a 2-track or something that I missed? But
just guns blazing, yeah.
Just that. So I guess walk me through, like the recording process, because if this is your first band, first kind of project, that might seem a little bit intimidating to go from the jam, the phone demos, to going into a studio with a bigwig producer, recording engineer type person to record the shit.
Yeah, it was a bit like, I guess so. Even as a full band, we hadn't really, like, Danny wouldn't have heard the songs with vocals on them until I'd recorded them, basically.
Yeah,
because I was still kind of tweaking that. But even before the recording, like, I remember going to Dozer's house one Saturday, and he's like, "Yep, all right, show me your lyrics. Where are you thinking of placing them?"
Yeah,
I'm like, "I want to show this guy my lyrics. Yeah, it's they're my other children, like because it's a like a lot of the lyrics is like some of them could go back like 10, 12, 13, 14 years or something. Like they've been around a while, Like the Turn to Dust as a name, that project that Alex and I never got off the ground, which we're going to call Cadaver Dogs, which I thought was a fucking sick.
That's a fucking dope name.
Well, I wanted to call it that. I can't remember if he agreed to it or not, but I made like a cassette cover at the time, and it was Turn to Dust was what it was called. But anyway, that part in itself, having to like show someone the lyrics, but then like I wasn't super comfortable.
Yeah.
Dozer didn't make it a weird experience or anything. Being like, oh, they're a bit, dive into those a bit for me. Like it wasn't like that. But
I can understand though, like being a little bit guarded
Yeah.
about it, especially if this is something that you've kind of like had as a hobby isn't the right word, but like a creative outlet
Yeah.
that's been predominantly yours and mostly private
Yeah.
for a very long time.
Fully private. Yeah.
To suddenly kind of like kick open the door and just have someone else fucking gawking at it.
Yeah.
Like,
it was a bit weird. Yeah.
yeah,
100%.
for sure. I can understand.
Yeah. So I've done like lots of creative things, but I never had like it was just for me. So it was like,
Yeah.
So like if I ever come up with like a band name for a style of music, I would make like the release art and I'd have like a track list down and I'd have all the lyrics written for it basically.
I have totally done the same thing. And
so
I've never been in a band.
Yeah.
Never even like tried to kickstart that process, but I have fully like made a playlist of like songs by other artists of the kind that I would like things to sound.
Yeah.
And then I've like made album art for it and like had the name and like a project name and everything. And I've just like never done anything with it.
It sounds way less depressing knowing that you've done it as well.
You're not alone, brother. Yeah. I've done that too.
But yeah, like there's no judgment or criticism on it because no one ever saw it apart from me.
Yeah.
So it didn't matter, right? You know, every idea was the sickest idea because no one was there to say otherwise.
Exactly. And at least in this instance, like you got to kind of rip the Band-Aid off a little bit with a mate.
Yeah.
Imagine if you had to like do that with like a big dog producer that you're that you're like paying money for or something. Like that would be mortifying.
Yeah.
You'd be like shitting bricks. Like, is this guy going to be like, lyrics? Yeah, what are these?
What do you mean join the win? Yeah. Like that part was certainly interesting, and even the placement, like, so I pretty much wrote all the lyrics. I think Dozer helped me with a couple of lines that kind of just didn't fit the parts or whatever.
Sure.
But like, I just thought it was going to be easy in terms of like how I structure it in the songs, but I just, without even realizing, I was just following the riff. Like, so it was just like whatever the riff was doing, I was yapping the same way. Yeah. And like, it took sort of like sitting down with Dozer going over that. It's like, oh, well, no, what about fill this empty space or whatever? So
the offbeats and try and like fill the empty spaces a little bit.
100%. And there's heaps of that, like on the EP. It's like if there's not really much silence, but if there is a gap with the instruments, then it's me yelling something. Or whatever. But yeah, so then fast forward to recording it. So I missed out on drum tracking. Can't remember why.
Kids
or sick or some shit.
I can imagine. Yeah.
But I was there for guitar tracking, and that was like the nerdiest shit I've ever seen in my life. Like, so we recorded with Sam Bianco from like Heat.
Yep.
Dive Downs, these other things he's doing, and him and Doze are just going over like pedals in different orders and all this sort of shit. Like, I have a few pedals, and I brought a couple along because I had a couple of things that either I thought might help or we didn't have in the arsenal.
Yeah.
Sadly, none of them got used. So it's beyond.
Shame.
But it was like so long just trying to dial in a tone. I couldn't believe it. I was like, I just turned the guitar on and just either look up a picture from last time I played it or that's it. But I get why. But like, so much more goes into it than I expected. Right.
I can't remember exactly I can't remember like the band or even the producer, but I remember watching like a music doco and. Excuse you, Reese.
Bless you, Reese.
He's just sneezing around the bottom here. I was watching a music doco. It might have been like Every Time I Die, recording with like Kurt Ballou or something like that. And they're at God City, and they spend like Jordan and Andy, the two guitarists, they spend 2 days just trialing guitars with various amp stacks.
Yeah.
And pedals, and like Kurt's there just like being like the fucking crazy wizard, just like, well, what if you did this? And then like 2 days of just that.
I could see it.
To find like the tone for this specific song or whatever, like
that's where it gets gnarly.
The minutia of it is pretty insane.
Yeah, 100%.
So
like it made me realize how shit I am at guitar. First of all, like the things I were picking up on, I'm like, damn, I didn't even. But yeah, like so. That was cool to seeing guitars get tracked. Doze is a bit of a machine with that. Then it was recording vocals, which was the part that I was obviously nervous about because I'd never recorded vocals or anything. I'd done some gang vocals with Fever Shack.
Yeah.
And I had recorded. They got a song Bullet Dodger that I featured on, so I'd recorded a few lines for that song with Sam as well, actually, and that was like that went really good. It was easy. When I say easy, it was like 4 lines or some shit. So it wasn't like I didn't fry myself or anything. But the second album, like I did guest vocals on the whole thing. I must have been pushing way too hard. I had a mad headache afterwards, so that was in the back of my mind with recording the EP. I was like stressing about that.
Yeah,
and I kind of like I found my groove a little bit practicing where I kind of have to like hold on to the microphone.
Yep.
And like squeeze something because I didn't realize at the time. I think that was just helping me like fucking activate my diaphragm or whatever up.
Yeah, that's right.
So, and then recording with Sam was like I wasn't doing that because it's the mic's set up like this or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of like squeezing the fucking the headphones.
the cans. Crushing the cans. Yeah.
And what I did find with it was that I recorded a couple of the songs, and then it's like my voice just like found its groove like on the third song. So then we had to go back and retrack the other songs because they sounded like
you would have like
compared to it.
You would have got warmed up and
time.
It's crazy. Like again, I'm not a vocalist. I've never tracked anything, so like I'm probably talking out my ass. But it is like amazing once you realize that it's an instrument, just kind of like any other. Like you have to tune it. You have to like maintain it. You have to have a warm up and and a cool down and like all of these different things for it to operate at peak efficiency. Like you literally can't just like grab the mic, rip a fucking 45-minute set of death metal completely cold and not imagine that your voice is going to shit itself halfway through.
It sucks, man. It's like you could just be feeling off that day and you're out of it, So like recording is a bit more flexibility because if you're just off, maybe you just don't bother doing it.
Yeah. And vocal rest.
Yeah.
I remember finding out about vocal rest and being like, oh, because your voice is the instrument, so you can't be playing your instrument the whole time. You got to like not talk.
I can't help myself. I've tried. I'm the one selling merch for us, and my job is very sort of demanding with talking, and then pretty ADHD,
Yes.
So that also makes me talk a fuck ton. So
and you've got a big, like, deep, bassy, baritone kind of voice too.
Yeah.
So
yeah, is that a compliment? I'll take it as one.
Yeah, you can take it as one.
Yeah, but it's definitely I love it and hate it because I have things I want to say, right? And like obviously I've been writing lyrics for that long for no reason, or having no outlet for it, maybe not for no reason. There's something compelling me to do that, so it's I kind of have to do vocals.
Yes.
That's my thing. But it just sucks. But like sometimes I don't know what it is, like some sets will just be sick, or even just like a part and then I'll remember it for a couple of days and I'll be like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
That was the best. Remember when I did that? And the guys were like, nah, couldn't hear the whole time. I'm like, well, I remember it was sick.
Yeah. Of the fallbacks, they ain't hearing that shit.
Exactly right. That's another thing I've found out is like I have to be able to hear myself, and when I can't hear myself properly I end up doing hurting myself or whatever.
Yeah.
But a lot of the places we play, they're not like the top of the range equipment or whatever, and we're pretty like easy going. We're doing we might be, if we're offered a sound check, we're probably still not going to do it. But so it's sort of even part of it's like the confidence to just ask the sound guy, oh, can you just fucking I kind of don't want to put people out sometimes. I'm like, oh, he's busy enough, I'll just fucking deal with it. But when I get it right, it's a lot more comfortable. But I'm like, is it too loud for the other guys? And
yeah.
But I know it's been a good show when it's done. Kind of like a lot of it was a blur.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it felt like that a bit the other night when we played with Tuma.
That's right, the Tuma launch show.
Or is it Tuma or Tuma?
Well, I mean, it really kind of depends. Like, I keep thinking of that Arnold Schwarzenegger bit where he's like, it's not a tumor. So like to say tumor seems kind of weird.
Yeah, it's a bit bogan, isn't it?
Yeah, it seems a little bit bogan. So I like to say tumor.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I say tumor because I'm a bogan. But...
Sorry.
No, I'm sorry for saying it. But yeah, after that show, very much was one of those like, oh, that was sick. And then like the little parts I remembered slowly fade away as it just blurs into one.
Yeah.
That was sick kind of thing.
That is kind of dope though, to like have it be just kind of like a blur of like adrenaline.
Yeah.
And kind of just an out of body experience. Like that's not the first time I've heard it described that way. And I feel like that's kind of what people are searching for with this kind of an outlet in this kind of like larger umbrella genre of heavy music. Like people kind of just want to escape and throw their body around and kind of black out a little bit.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, people do it in the pit. Why not do it
on stage? Exactly. So talk to me then about putting out the EP. So Turns to Dust fucking rips. I'll have tracks in this episode for people to listen to and have a little bit of a taste. But it's an incredibly cohesive, dialed the fucking release. Like, it's interesting to hear you say earlier at the top of the show, and we'll get into this a little bit more, about how you're like still kind of finding out what Death Tax is and what you guys want to do with it, because to an outside observer, it sounded incredibly, like, you know, sure of itself, confident, knew exactly what you were doing, executed it perfectly, no notes type of deal. Talk to me about, like, once you have the EP there ready to go, how do you link up with friend of the show, Louis Glass, and Bereave In God to actually get it out there?
So I think he was... So the Fever Shack boys knew him, so like Danny and Dozer knew him already.
Yeah.
They played some shows, I think just with Honest Crooks prior.
Yeah. So
it would have been pretty early in the writing process. I think Dozer would have sent him across a couple of things. Or maybe it was sort of tracking of some parts. I can't exactly remember, but he passed them across just to get his thoughts, you know.
Yes.
Which was, I think, not long after we'd started practicing and writing some songs together, Louis announced Bereave In God.
Yep.
And I didn't know Louis at the time, but I remember sort of talking to Doze about it. And I was like, oh, that could be like a good fit, you know, because we're thinking about where would we end up kind of thing. Not that we had to end up somewhere, but like, what should we do? And thankfully Louis liked whatever Doze had been sending him. So it was pretty easy from there, I suppose, on that side. But it's super helpful with just kind of how we like packaged the whole thing in terms of like, sort of how we present maybe not ourselves, but how like we bring it to the world, I guess.
Yeah, he's incredibly switched on, and you know, big time friend of the show. Love Louis, love the label. I think he's
the best.
He's very kind of like, switched on in kind of like observing the different scenes around the country.
Yeah.
With his TM work, with his bands, like he's traveling a lot. He's watching a lot of shows.
Yeah, he's tapped in. Man.
He's tapped in. He knows what the fuck is going on. So definitely a guy to get thoughts on stuff and kind of have the kind of input that you need. I was going back through the Bereave In God socials because I was like, I had this kind of thing in the back of my head. I was like, were they the first band that Louis put out?
Nah,
and well,
not quite, right.
Technically, it was Volatile and Honest Crooks.
Yep.
And then he did like a Shinto Katana like re-release.
Yep.
And then announced you guys. So like kind of almost maybe unofficially the first signing to the label.
Yeah, definitely the first new band, I guess, right?
that didn't have Louis in it.
Yes, 100%. Yeah, no, it was like I'm picturing now. I can hear my own voice and how much deeper his is in it. You know, it doesn't sound the same.
We love the baritone boys on the pod.
He's got a great voice, but yeah, definitely like I don't know. The more I've got to know him and understand what he's tapped into and all that sort of stuff, like it makes so much sense. Like, I guess if I knew now what I did then, I'd be like, of course we have to get this guy. You know, I'll fly there and to his doorstep to show him the back to, right?
Please.
But like, I just went with with the guidance of the other guys, and very grateful we did, because it fucking turned out great. We got a if anything, a lifelong friend with Louis, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. He does so much. He's so busy, but he still just finds time to like all of our posts or mine with my kids or whatever the fuck it is. Like,
and he's a big supporter of the show. Like, he's kind of one of the first kind of guests that we had on when we started doing guests for the show, and just like, I don't know, we bonded very quickly. And then, you know, like sometimes I have people on the show and it's a very kind of like formal kind of like thing.
Yeah.
And then we don't really like keep in touch.
Yep.
But he's kind of one of those guys that we would like constantly keep in touch, sending each other music.
Yeah.
You know, doing reply guy shit on each other's posts.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
Cute stuff, you know?
100%.
And he's still one of those guys. And like, yeah, it is a very natural fit for you guys to sound the way that you do and link up with someone like Louis, because he's like the perfect person to kind of like keep that pure and get it out to as many people as possible.
Yeah, 100%. And yeah, just even whether it's giving some advice on a show that maybe Doze is putting together for us, and or you know, whatever it is, like he's just, or pointing people in our direction or whatever, you know, like he's been fucking awesome. Like a lot of that, we did the tour very early on with Fever Shack. We did New South Wales and Queensland runs with those guys.
Yep.
And he helped a lot in terms of like getting some of the lineup sorted for a few of those shows, or putting like the Shack guys in touch with whoever in that area is to go, you know. That's like, we got to play with like Scram and 270 and shit. Yeah, in like February.
Which is shit that he's been kind of riding for.
Yeah.
Ever since he kind of like went up to Naarm and kind of like saw those bands. Well, not necessarily Scram, but like the 270 guys especially. Like when I had him on the show, he was just like, these fucking kids, man, they're so fucking sick, and they put on 6 shows. He's like, love what they're doing. So
100%. Like playing with those guys, it made me feel so fucking old and shit at what we were doing, you know. Or we played between, I think it was Scram. I think we played after both of them.
Yeah.
I was like, we have no business doing that. Like, it was crazy.
the kids have got it.
Yeah,
like,
100%, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I guess all sort of people early days, especially around our EP, like whether it was Sam recording it and I still don't really know the difference with fucking mixing and mastering, all that sort of bullshit. I don't know, doing that whole thing for us, right? He did all of it. And then Louis, like, yeah, they all play like significant parts in it becoming, you know, what it was.
Yeah.
So yeah, very, very grateful for those guys and their guidance, you know.
Yeah, and I think it's cool, I guess, for you to kind of take this thing that you were talking about, like kind of secretly penning all of these lyrics with the hope that one day you'll be able to get some kind of band together to sing them and kind of fucking scream them in people's faces. And then to go through the process of like, you know, putting the guys together, putting the band together, actually writing songs. Then you have to get the whole team together to like put a record out. How do we do that? What does it look like? You do start to assemble all of these people who play a little part. And it's kind of cool to go from, you know, just like private lyrics in your phone to a very, very sick record that people are fucking with and screaming back in your face. Yeah,
100%. Yeah, it's fucking weird, man. Like, I remember the band name even came from like a guy at work just was talking about inheritance taxes.
The death tax.
And he called it the death tax, and Doze was sitting there and I was just like, that's a band name. we should do that. But yeah, man, it's been it feels weird sometimes, like, you know, whether it's people coming up saying, oh yeah, I like the EP or fucking whatever it is, like, yeah, we're not fucking celebrities, right? It's not like people are coming to me that often or anything, but like there's always like at least one person at a show or something, and I still don't really know how to have those conversations. Like, oh, okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah.
You're thanking them.
Yeah. It's a weird feeling, but it's I didn't really want to play shows. I just wanted to have recorded music out there.
Sure.
So, or just recorded music. Like, so that was my whole driver, like with like my goal as, you know, as a person.
Yeah.
And then Danny and Doze are very much like, they write music to play shows because I don't know, they just go off, you know, like especially Danny, the fucking beast, you know, like, that's why they do it. And leading up to the first show, I was not fucking keen at all. Then I don't know, 30 seconds into it, I was like, oh yeah,
this is
sick. Let's just keep playing shows.
Yeah, this is why people do this.
Yeah. I had mad nerves leading up to it, and that all just went away very quick. I don't really get nervous at all anymore.
Yeah.
But like, unless it's about losing my fucking voice, but but yeah, definitely like it hits you. Like, there's something about it. It's like it's kind of addictive. It's like chili. You like it fucks you up, but like
it's good.
You want more of it.
Yeah.
It's weird.
It's the good burn.
Yeah.
Speaking of shows, let's wrap up the main show. Let's talk about what you guys have coming up. So you have the whole impetus for getting you on the pod was that, what is it, Sunday, this Saturday, you're playing Flippin The Bird?
Correct, yep.
Walk me through that. Did you get the offer? Did you guys...
So funny offer with this one. So
okay.
The day before it got announced, Dozer messaged us in the chat and said, hey, forgot to ask you guys, but I said we'd play Flippin The Bird.
Sick.
So, which, yeah, like we're not like a Frankston band really, but like if it wasn't for that Frankston scene and going to see Fever Shack 48, 49 times, Death Tax wouldn't exist.
Yeah.
So,
well, I think like having like half of the band is in Fever Shack.
Yeah.
You get kind of like honorary Frankston status.
100%.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we definitely don't, like, no one lives there or anything. Like, but it's, yeah, I don't know, it's just like, I always felt like a bit of a misfit amongst misfits growing up going to shows in Melbourne, Yeah. And I used to go to a lot in the Peninsula as well, but I just never felt like I actually fit in, with that group of people. Like,
sure.
It was very like elitist, and if you weren't wearing the right band shirt, you're a fucking loser and whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, meeting those guys and all of that scene down there, it's like no one gives a shit. You just rock up. Like I remember seeing people wearing like old wedding dresses and shit, like in the pit, just going crazy. Like, whatever,
Yeah,
that's crazy.
That's sick.
So yeah, very stoked to just. Yeah, be involved, and especially at Flippin, like we've done Hardcore the Bird, we've played there a bunch. But yeah, to do Flippin the Bird, I think is pretty sick. Playing with Aglo at the dungeon stage or whatever.
Yeah, I think I saw
cool.
Like the lineup is crazy, and I'll throw up the flyer for people to look at. Like huge fucking lineup. It's a crazy like kind of all day fest type deal, multiple stages. But you're on a stage with Aglo, which is a great combo, and then I think the whole kind of lineup for that stage is pretty sick.
Yeah.
Kind of like back to back. So
yeah, 100%. It's talk about mixed bills. That whole show is just a fucking giant. Yeah.
Yeah, there's like
mashup.
There's like oi and fucking hardcore and the death metal and Aglo, which is just Star Trek riffs. Like great shit.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, so keen to do that. I don't even know where the dungeon stage is. Like, I think I have an idea.
In the dungeon?
Yeah. I've seen like a painted portcullis or something on like some doors. I've never seen in it, so I'm like, it seems it's on brand for us.
Yeah, perfect.
So I'm definitely keen to do that.
Yeah, sick.
Yeah.
And then the other show you've got coming up in March, it's a show at Shot Kickers, The Exile.
Yep.
So talk to me about that.
Yeah, so known Bad Exile or known of them for a long time. I don't know them or anything like that, but yeah, got a DM about it, and yeah, I'm stoked to just play with someone else. It's fucking heavy and not in our usual circle. It's good to sort of expand that a little bit.
Yeah,
so,
Shot Kickers is such an interesting venue.
Yeah,
it's like a giant hallway with a bar in it.
Yep. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I've only been there once for the Melting release.
I was there.
And yeah, like it's got a bit, it's a bit wider than probably the normal venues we're playing at, like Last Chance or whatever.
Yeah.
But that bar just fucking soaks up the whole joint.
It does. Yeah. It's fucking rough, but Yeah, that melting show was sick, and like
excellent.
it doesn't take much to pack it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like I'm sure you know this, and I only know from the opposite kind of end, but like there's nothing worse than playing to an empty room. So if you've got a venue that kind of like through kind of architecture and geography forces everyone to at least even just be standing looking at the stage, and there's nowhere else to kind of hide and shirk off to.
Yep.
And it's like, well, the room's full.
Yeah,
so
100%.
Good stuff.
Yeah, I can't see a heap when I haven't got my glasses on, so I can just sort of see the shapes, right? So,
are you a contacts guy, or are you getting too vigorous?
That kind of grosses me out a little bit. Like, I feel like I should, but I feel like I miss a lot while I'm playing. But it also helps because I guess I'm not locking eyes with anybody, so it kind of just helps me just zone out.
Just blur it all.
But the further away people are, the bigger the horseshoe or whatever. I don't know if anyone's enjoying it, you know. So yeah, bring it in. I want to see some heads at least moving, and I'm happy, you know. Like
sick.
Yeah, moshing or headbanging, I don't mind. Yeah, one of them.
I think by the time I edit this, it might be the day of Flipping of the Bird. So if you're not there, you probably won't be able to get tickets because it will be happening.
Yeah.
But I'll have tickets. I'll have links to tickets for the Shot Kicker show if people want to come check you guys out. Before we wrap up, do you have any new material in the works?
Yeah, we've been.
What's next for the tax?
We've got a song.
Okay.
So I guess part of Death Tax being the second band for most of the other members apart from myself. Like there's some bands that take priority with songwriting and whatever, right?
Sure.
So Necessary Evil breaks my heart, but it is what it is. But yeah, we're nearly done recording a new song.
Okay.
So hopefully have that out end of April, sort of start of May or something like that.
Yeah, I've heard a preview, a test mix, I believe, is what you sent me.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds heavy.
Yeah, it's
dope.
I think I don't know. Like I've only been involved in a group of 5 songs that came out as one release, but I feel like it's better than those songs. You know what I mean? But maybe it's just because
it's recency bias.
More dialed in.
It's recency bias. It's the newest one. It's always the best.
Yeah, I'm sure that's a part of it. But yeah, I think I sound a bit different. You know, like we're kind of, I guess with the EP there was so many different, like the songs that didn't sound the same as each other. So many different sort of like parts. Right?
Yes.
So like it gave us the ability to kind of, I guess, have those influences from all different styles of heavy shit that we like. So I guess we're kind of just refining which parts, you know, we do like, because I guess it's, I don't know, some parts just feel better to play, or you know, we just kind of lock into those parts. So especially the songs with the trem riffs and me ranting about some sort of fucking fantasy bullshit and medieval bullshit.
That's what we love.
More of that to come.
Yeah, but that definitely is like kind of part of the process, right? Like you kind of work on stuff in isolation as like a creative kind of collaboration between the individuals in the band. You go to the studio, you put it out into the world, you get feedback from people listening to it, fucking with it, hating on it, whatever. And then you play it live and you see the parts that connect.
Yeah.
You see the parts that might have a little bit of dead air in between better riffs or whatever.
Yeah.
And you file that away for later to be like, well, I remember when we played this part, people really went fucking psycho. What if we turned that part into a whole song?
Yeah.
And it kind of just iterates from there, and you slowly kind of refine and workshop what you're doing.
100%, yeah, because we've only got 5 songs. Like we're always playing those 5 songs. So it'll be good to get into, like start, sort of, I guess, being able to be a bit more selective with
totally
what a set list looks like or sounds like.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess without my glasses, I don't really know what songs people are going off for. So it's the same for all of them for me, you know.
Well, I'm excited for the new song to come out. I want people to hear it, and I want to hear the official polished version once that's out. Do you guys have any plans in the works for another release? Are there talks of another EP, album?
Yeah, there's light talk. So this song that's going to come out, we started playing around with that in like April last year. So but yeah, the idea currently is to do another EP.
Okay.
Once some other bands have fucking had their writing done, you know.
Yes.
But yeah, Death Tax is a little brother to these bands, so we take our spot, and so hopefully another EP. we'll hopefully get moving on that in the next sort of few months. But
yeah, dope.
We'll see what happens. We're all old dudes apart from Alex, so time is precious. So we'll get to it when we get to it, but hopefully not too long.
Yeah, sick. Can't wait to hear it. We will wrap up the main show here. I'll have links in the show description for all the stuff that we've talked about. Jordan, thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, Owen popping in to say, please sign up for the TPD Patreon. This is what helps us keep the lights on and keep the show going. The link is at the bottom of your screen right now, patreon.com/tpdpod. All of our patrons get exclusive access to Side B of our roundup episodes, so you get a few extra tracks, as well as our feature album discussion and the full show experience. Our patrons also get exclusive access to behind-the-scenes, off-the-cuff chit-chat from all of our guest episodes. But the patrons are the ones who make all of this happen. For as little as $5 a month, you can sign up to the TPD Patreon, and it really helps us out, really helps us keep the show going. So shout out to all of our patrons, shout out to our executive producer patrons. You're the real ones. And thank you so much for watching the show.